Welcome along to the EXFL Tier 2 Season 8 Australian Grand Prix. We're here for round 3 out of 23 for the 8th season of Tier 2. I'm F1 Union, your main commentator for tonight, and back alongside me as always is F1 Nico 22 as qualifying gets underway. Nick, how are you tonight?
I am very exquisite, very happy to be back for another week, the third week in a row. This might be one of my longest streaks at the moment. And yeah, can't wait to see what Tier 2 have got in store for us tonight, you know, around the Albert Park circuit. And let's see if there's any carnage.
Well then, 17 drivers for today's grid. We've got Frosty Life in the Aston. Vortex has been promoted to the Alpine. Luigi in the Red Bull. And for the first time this season racing, Josh Crabtree partnering him at the Austrian team. He obviously challenged for the championship a couple seasons back. He's back after missing the first 2 races, so it's going to be very interesting to see where he will fit into the grid. Probably up there. Callum 5 has had a pole this season. Let's see if he can make it double as he heads out onto the track. Warren in the Alpine. Josh Hewitt back on the track. Unfortunately, he jumped the start in Saudi, and due to 3 safety cars back-to-back and the 3 racing laps that counted for the restarts, he ended up getting disqualified. He's not feeling too confident around here, but let's see what he can do. Bluey Doggo has been promoted to the Mercedes. Unfortunately, Sin Icon not racing tonight. Hopefully, he'll be back next week. AFC Callum in the Ferrari. Marine broke the record last week out. That win from furthest back on the grid, started 19th and won the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix to get all 25 points. The fastest lap going to someone else, I'll check in a minute. Callum H in the Haas, Nathan in the Ferrari. Cargos Blanc will hopefully be wanting to get some more points on the board today after just missing out last week. Seb, no points yet for AlphaTauri for him. He's going to be hoping to do well here at Australia. Chasmeister in the Williams. Eggy has been promoted full-time to the Alfa Romeo. He's finished 3rd in every race this season. And even though for round 2 he was on the reserves, he technically does lead the championship now on 30 points ahead of Logan on 26 and Josh also on 26. Sin Icon on 28, but obviously he isn't racing tonight, so we'll see how that lines up. 16 minutes just under left in the session as Frosty is on the intermediate tyres and Vortex is about to start his lap. Nick, take us through it.
Okie dokie, that's fine. Vortex, right as we head down the main street of the Albert Park circuit. Braking just off the 100-meter board into turn 1, not using the curb on the inside, a smart decision just to get through this first lap. And as we head past turn 2, heavy braking zone at the 100-meter board for turn 3, widened track, so using all of that apex curb. And every 4, a beautiful line, very tricky, a lot of understeer there, but he manages to get the car rotated well. Now through the quick chicane of 6-7, and then the long right-hander at 8. I think he clipped a little bit of grass there on entry, which limited his rotation, so a little bit slower coming down this straight. DRS activated for the 2nd time, or for the 3rd time even on this lap. And now we're heading to the fast chicane of 9 and 10. Oh, a little bit too much apex curb, yeah. A little bit too much apex curb on turn 9, which unsettled the car, and that threw him off circuit through turn 10 and then into the gravel. I wonder if he's carrying on with this lap. He looks like he's still pushing. Another mistake into turn 11, unfortunately, as he heads through the final sector from 12 to 13. And let's see, is he going to come into the pits? No, he's not. He's going to finish the lap through turn 14. The last or first DRS activation up to the line. It's a 19.0. So still being Josh Hewitt on the mediums, but we do have Cal there going onto the 18.8.
That's amazing. Vortex went into the gravel at one point, and yet he's still ahead of a car. And Cal only just under 2 tenths ahead as Eggy just under 2 tenths gets ahead with an 18.7. I swear the time trials have been around the 16, 17s area, so this is quite interesting. Maybe they're just getting a solid, fair and clean banker on the board as Warren makes it 5 cars within half a second. As 7 tenths clear goes Cargos Blanc.
Wow!
With an 18.000, smack bang dead. 7 tenths on the nose ahead of his teammate as Callum separates them, going 2 tenths behind. But yeah, either Eggy, Callum and Josh, obviously on the mediums, have just messed up on their banker laps. But yeah, Cargos Blanc showing he has good pace around here. The Aston Martins 8th and 9th at the moment on the intermediate tyres. Same strat, so they'll go out later on. Luigi left, but I'll just invite him again. There we go, right. Yeah, unfortunately, Oren can't race because he ordered something, it didn't arrive. What about AFC Callum then? He's heading through the first sector, and there is an invalidation for the Ferrari, unfortunately. But Nathan, he's in the pits, Seb in the pits, and Logan, he's always at that there's Luigi, he's always at the bottom of the list, and he's always one of the last to head out. I don't know if, obviously, he's trying to save a set or not, but yeah, it works sometimes. He just appears at the end of quali. His teammate is P4 at the moment. Heading back in. So 12 minutes 38 left, and already pretty much half the grid have put a lap time on the board, and the other half are in the pit lane. Callum invalidated. He'll either go in or be fueled enough for one more run. And it is a very tricky circuit to get right. All the corners. It has been a bit reshaped over the last few games with the changes. Where's the Alpine of Vortex? So up through the corner coming up. What was a pretty medium braking. You don't often brake as much. And then heading through all this bit flat, the straight. Used to be a chicane. Opening up for more racing. It's a bit like Saudi in the day, really, this whole area. As we head through the sweeping and probably the scariest part of the whole track. Maybe one of the scariest parts of the whole calendar. But takes it very nicely. I don't know if he's on another lap. He might have been fueled for more. But then here, through the 90-degree corner, that's been much more tighter with the red curb on the inside. Now you're just trying to navigate your way through nearly 90-degree corners. There's one, there's another. And then heading into the final corner. So easy to lose the rear. There's barely any grip. As we see a little slide there. And a big slide there into the wall for Vortex. Invalidated. Looks like it was going to be an alright lap. Only 3/10 down, even after all that. So yeah, he was up, I believe. But yeah, a mistake. Yeah, a mistake prone in the last corner for the Alpine. AFC Callum. I think he's on a lap now, so let's see what he can do into the final two corners. Can he navigate his way through the final corner that's going to catch quite a few people out? A little squirrely at the moment, but at the moment it's all good. DRS open, and across the line will come the Ferrari. 18 flat is the time to beat. He's going to cross the line with an 18.3 to go P3. Good performance. He's had some great one-lap pace this season. And at the end of last for the Ferrari, it's penalties he needs to work on and racecraft.
Was it last season or the season before AFC Callum got his best shot here?
Yeah, he got the front row. He got P2 back in season 6, so a year ago.
Yeah.
Yet to have a podium, but yeah, thanks for reminding me. I knew Australia and Callum had something in common, but I was trying to remember what. Yeah, he got his best qualifying here, second on the front row, alongside Bramley Lang. So Josh Hewitt on the softs now. He has started a lap, so he's going to finish the first sector, so we'll get a good indicator. It's a 27.1. He's only up by a slight margin as the Haas gets out of his way, as the middle sector is pretty much just straights and one chicane. So as we head through now, foot fat to the floor, we'll see what the second sector gives him. Has he found any more time? Just over a tenth. Flicks it left, flicks it right, keeping away from invalidations. DRS on. Now heading down into the 90-degree corner. It's such a tricky braking zone to get right. He's just taking it all with precaution. A little bit onto the grass there. That's going to lead him a bit wide. Just on the limit there. As that's going to really put him off for the final two corners. But he's going to try everything he can to find more pace. He's 1.1 seconds down. He's only found a 10th on the first two sectors. Let's see what he can do in the final and most technical part. He crossed the line and goes P2. A 10th off Cargo's Blong, but he found a whole second and whole 8/10 in that last sector. Callum now starts his lap into the first two corners. Eggy, he's nearly 3/10 up, 7/10 down on his teammate. As Seb, by 600ths now, dips into the 1:17s. So game on at the front, sliding out of turn one as Luigi by 24 thousandths. He is really becoming a great one-lap setter in qualifying. We saw it at the end of last season when he got the front row, and we've seen it this season. So really watch out for him as he's back in the car. What about Callum then? Didn't see his first sector split. He's got 4 cars ahead of him as traffic, but we know he's a nifty little qualifier and he can get himself well within the top 5. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Sure. Anyway, Callum. Again, didn't check his second sector, so we'll just have to see how it goes in the final. Into the 90-degree corner, not using too much curve on the inside or outside. He's going to see cars in front of him, probably starting their lap. Hopefully they won't hold him up. As we head through the final couple corners, he should be alright, but it's still going to be a bit of a distraction. Avoiding there's some kerfuffle there into the pit lane, but TRS open for the pass. A 1:17.9 is the time to beat. He's only 2/10 off, but now he goes 2/10 ahead. Callum onto provisional pole, 17.6. Warren heading into turn 3. Marine in P12 on the mediums, 1.7 up. Bluey Doggo, 3.9 down, gets out the way of the Alpine of Warren. 2/10 up in the first sector. What about Frosty Life? He's had a spin on the soft compound tyres, so he gets out the way of the McLaren of Logan. As Marine goes to P2 on the medium compound tyres, half a tenth off. He's showing some real pace here. What about Logan then? Managing to catch this with just over 7 minutes remaining, then 2 corners to go for the McLaren. P2, his best result this season in qualifying. Can he get that car onto pole position? DRS open then across the line. He will come a 17.6 is the time to beat. He crosses the line now. It's an 18.1 and only goes 8th. Half a second covers the top 8. Warren's invalidated. Crabtree yet set a lap, so is Nathan. Yep, you do. Idiot. Right, so Callum at the moment is top of the timetables, but yeah, Marine, he will probably get promoted after this race. Currently second on the mediums. Alfa Romeo, if I quickly check the standings. McLaren lead the constructors standings on 42, 4 points ahead of Alfa Romeo. Obviously, we saw McLaren v Alfa Romeo last season with Chaz and Seb versus Taze and Cal. So we still have Seb and Cal in that battle, but obviously Seb has moved to AlphaTauri. Bunch of smoke leaving Luigi's garage there. As up to P9 goes Vortex. AC Callum invalidated. Everyone behind him in the pit lane. As we just have under 6 minutes remaining then. So Luigi heads out for an outlap. So what do you think is the best quality to have around this sort of track? Like, what do you need to ace?
Honestly, I think the best quality is patience, to be honest. I mean, we all understand the fast chicane of 9 and 10. Like, races are not won, not anything else, but lost there, to be honest. And I think the drivers throughout the race, 29 laps, they just need to hold themselves back. If they're pushing, they just need to tone it back a little bit, because the 9-10 chicane that we just saw Luigi come through can bite at any moment and it sends you right off. And with other corners as well, turn 5, when you're a long way into the stint, if you're just pushing through there, you're just going to lose the car and you're going to find yourself into a wall. Same with turn 4, as I said earlier. A lot of understeer experience, especially in the race, but also on a quali lap. So you just need to wait for the car to come in. If you start to overdrive it, you're going to be much slower. But yeah, definitely, I'm saying the best quality is patience.
Right then, Luigi's waited all of his outlap. Take us through this lap, Nick, as he heads through turn 1.
As Luigi then, through turn 1, currently P3, DRS activated, 80% DRS, as he burns his way down towards turn 3, breaking at the 100-meter board. A little bit of a lock up there, which puts him onto the exit curb, and doesn't give him the best setup for turn 4, but he recovers it now from 5. And then 6 and 7 is 2 cents down currently. What can he do? Heading into the second sector, and then the third, DRS activated as we head up towards turn 9 and 10 through the sweeping straight, and he's backed off. He has backed off. He will be having to go for another run or into the pits.
He has backed off indeed. Right, car goes long then. I think his 18.0, yes, that's still his best time. So he's going to come around the final 3 corners, as I think Bluey's just started what may be his final run. 3.9 seconds off at the moment. So yeah, let's try again, Nick. Car goes Blanc round the final corner.
Car goes Blong with that early provisional pole position. This is his banker lap that he's currently on. So let's see what he can do. Heading into turn 1, braking at the gazebo on the left-hand side. That is my braking point for turn 1, if anybody wants to know. As he barrels his way down to turn 3. Using all of the track there on entry. When the barrier may moved out of the way there, he goes left slightly in the braking zone. Couple yellow flags around the track. Hopefully that does not distract him. Through 5 and then up to 6 and 7. A little bit too much brake there. You could hear the squeal of the tyres. We got a little bit of grass. Taking a wider line here. Seems to be setting up the straight line speed. This sweeping straight towards the 9 and 10 chicane. This will be his final lap of the session, I'm pretty sure. Braking at the 50-meter board through 9 and 10. That's a little bit wide through the 10 curve. You can cut that quite a bit, but he seems to not have taken that. And then into turn 11. Very tricky braking zone. You have to brake late, but very easy to run yourself into that gravel or too far onto that curb. And then through 12, not really using all the track. Turning a little bit early for the penultimate corner. But he gets a beautiful exit out of the final corner. Not using all the track, but nice and sturdy. Let's see, up across the line, it's a 0.9, so not that much of an improvement, but it puts him P4.
As Logan's out, P8 will be his best as he's off at turn 3. His teammate just passes him there on his final run. But yeah, Car goes Blanc, great qualifying effort to be P4 at the moment as coming across the line. God, everything's changing. Luigi goes P2 to split Marine and Callum, but Marine on the mediums again is going to try. He's saving all his softs as Callum starts his final run then. Seb on an outlap, so is Eggy, so is Josh. Logan will start 8th at best. Vortex about to start his lap. Callum just finishing the first set to split. He's 6/10 down. Warren heading through the first set to now Cow. He's 4/10 up in the first. He's 4/10 up in the middle. Let's see what he can do as he heads through the quick chicane. Chazmeister on an outlap. Bluey Doggo just in front of him. Frosty on an outlap. What about Josh Crabtree? He's invalidated. And with 1 minute to go, he will start his one and only run. Josh Crabtree, who fought for the championship in the Red Bull in Tier 2 Season 5, is now back in Tier 2 Season 8. Feisty to get back in the action. So he's got this lap to see where he can lay down a marker for his first lap. And he's gone off. That's it. Josh Crabtree, he messed up. And that's it. Callum goes only 10th. So who is in contention then? Callum, as we've got an Alpine spinning there in front of him. Warren retires. He'll be P12 as Callum just has 4 corners to navigate his way through. Luigi's done. Marine as he heads through the first sector. 5/10 down. It won't be pole for him. Cargos Blanc still 4th. What about the Alpha Tauris and Eggy? The championship lead at the moment, he's down. What about Josh Crabtree? 2/10 up. Now just under 2/10 up. Seb has got 3 corners to go then as the Alpha Tauri gets out of his way. It's a close qualifying here as Vortex around the final corner. What about Callum? Can he extend his advantage? No, he doesn't improve. Half a second off his time. Vortex then to cross the line. Where can he go? He goes 4th ahead of Cargos Blanc. What about Seb then across the line? Currently 6th. Goes up to 4th. And going into the wall is Eggy. He's messed up. So Josh Crabtree around the final corner. Eggy starts 7th, but Josh Crabtree may knock him down to the end of the 4th row. Josh Hewitt across the line. Then where's it going to be? It's P7. He goes ahead of him, but it's Callum H for the first time taking pole position. The top 3 covered by half a 10th. I don't think anyone else is on a lap. Callum, the first pole for his Tier 2 career, comes at Tier 2 Season 8 Australia in the Haas. Well done to him. As AFC, Callum goes P11. Chazmeister, little up, heading around the final couple corners. I think that's it. So yeah, I think we'll just wait for Chazmeister to cross the line then. Let's see what he can do. He goes for P14. He does improve, but that's it. Top 13 covered by just over a second, but the top 3, half a 10th in it. And Marine decided on the mediums. P3 is good enough. But that is quite a grid. Becomes the 52nd pole sitter in EXFL Tier 2. We've had Marine, we've had Cal in round 1, we had Sin Icon last week, and now we have Callum. Right, there's your grid. Yep, Callum says he was not expecting that. Look at that, 623, 663, 673. And yeah, I'm sure Seb will be happy. Got into the top 4 on the second row with Marine. Vortex, really good qualifying from him. To be P5. Cargo's Blanc, that's one of his best qualifyings. Josh Hewitt, I'm sure you'll be a little unhappy with 7th. Eggy, championship leader, down in 8th. And then the 2 McLarens sharing the 5th row. Ahead of Callum, who I think for the first time this season doesn't make the top 10 as Marine has left the session. So I think he'll have to join when the race begins. Little cloudy, that was a point, rain, but I didn't see anyone mention anything, so seems like it'll be a little overcast. What's your top 3 prediction then, Nick?
Yeah, a little bit overcast, just seeing that. I am going to say, look, Marine, right, a fantastic driver, and
He's going to lose a lot at the start.
Yeah, but I think with his overall pace advantage to say over some drivers, most of the drivers, I think he's going to be able to keep it into the top 5, unless, you know, anything can happen in Tier 2, especially going into Turn 1 or potentially Turn 3. So I'm going to say Marine, Callum H, and I'm always rooting for my boy Eggy.
Right then, here we go. The 5 lights come on. It's the Australian Grand Prix. The revs rise, and it's lights out, and away we go. Callum versus Luigi off the line as Marine joins back. Vortex getting a good start as Seb is up to P3. Into turn 1, then Luigi on the inside of Cal. Cal goes around the outside to hold on to the lead. Then Luigi, then Seb, Vortex, Josh Hewitt, then the 2 Alpha Tauris. Callum up to 8th, but he's in between the 2 McLarens, riding on board with the Ferrari as the 2 McLarens make their way back ahead. Into turn 3, then wheel to wheel between Seb and Luigi, who gets forced off. Josh gets ahead of Vortex, who's dropping down and spinning. Is the Alpine, and the other Alpine spins around as Eggy gets the 3 seconds. So Callum still leads out in front ahead of Seb. The fast starting Alpha Tauris up to 2nd and 4th. Then the 2 fast starting Alfa Romeos. Then the 2 McLarens as Josh Crabtree is out already with a VSC. This is not how he wanted his return to go. Warren is still in turn 4 as Josh Crabtree is out and crashed. Marine, where did he drop down to? He's down to 15th as he's back in the car. What happened there, Nick?
Josh Crabtree just lost it all on his own.
It's a full-on safety car now, even though it still says VSC, but if Josh Crabtree lost it all on his own, such unfortunate remarks for the returning Red Bull driver. We're going to have a look now at position changes. Biggest gainer, Chazmeister, Bluey, and Nathan. Biggest loser at the moment, Marine. After that disconnect, Vortex got spun round. It's been an awful start for the Alpines. As yeah, there we go. Now's the transition. Safety car. As starting on the softs is Callum, and he's pitting. Same with a lot of the drivers, mediums and soft array. The race leader is coming in, and no one else is, besides Frosty and Nathan. Interesting. So Seb, after starting, as Warren gets a drive-through. So Seb, after starting 4th, leads the Grand Prix. Alpha Tauri, Alfa Romeo, and McLaren all making their way up. Luigi staying where he is. He's the only driver to stay where he is at the moment. But yeah, what a chaotic first sector that was. On the hards for all 3 pit stops. And penalties. Six seconds for Eggy. I think I know what's happened there. He's gone off right here. Come on.
Oh my god, I've just seen Warren lose it under safety car.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness gracious. He's
Right.
gone into the wall.
So he's gone in here. Eggy, he's gone off, and that glitch has happened where it gives you like instant 3 seconds.
I think,
so, oh god.
I think it was turn 4.
Yeah, turn 4. That's what I'm on about.
Yeah, because especially the track limits around here, you go off, you could lose 10 seconds worth of time,
Instant
but it's
3
still gonna be a
second, but
warning.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Bluey's got a 3 set. Warren's got a drive through and missing another wing. Don't know what's happened there, but yeah, let's. Hopefully the race director won't hold me hostage this time. Oh my god! 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Yep, that's probably both going to get removed, as long as he doesn't actually get 3 actual warnings. Bluey Doggo, instant 3, so I think that will also be removed, as long as they make sure to send what happened and a clip in. But yeah, we have 3 teams in the top 7. Luigi stopping it from being a Noah's Ark. But yes, Seb, no points so far this season. His birthday for round 1 ended up retiring in the pit lane. 1 week later in Saudi, his wheel or controller died as he went through the technical part, got onto the curb, went straight into the wall. Yeah, it was a pointless outing at Saudi for AlphaTauri. Josh Hewitt, the 26 points that he got maximum in Bahrain a fortnight ago, currently sitting 3rd. And Marine has it all to do then from P12. Luigi sitting comfortably in 2nd. He's had a few decent points finishes, 5th, 6th, maybe 4th. I don't think he's yet to have a podium. So today would be a great day for that. But yeah, it was a 2x2 heading into 3 on the opening lap. Josh forcing Luigi. No, Seb forcing Luigi, and then Josh getting past Vortex, and Vortex spinning around. So I don't know if Josh may be under investigation for that. I think he got away with it. I think Vortex just got caught a bit. So yeah, everyone, there we go. Warren's pitted for a new wing. Let's hope he doesn't cost the team another 150 grand virtually as he goes over the curb there.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh no. Right, he's made it past where he crashed. Crabtree's left, but yeah, he's the one who caused this, so
Pretty sure
gonna have
Warren
to,
just got
unfortunately,
like 3 warnings in that 10 seconds.
he's gonna have to unfortunately wait till next week at Baku. That's gonna, yeah, next week at Baku is gonna be mayhem.
Don't get me.
The safety car is in this lap. Oh, Warren!
Oh, Warren!
Warren!
Warren, pack it in, mate.
Oh god. He didn't 22 races last season. I think he entered half of them. He didn't score a single point. Round 1 this season, he gets P10, gets a point.
Oh, he's running into the back of Nathan.
Yeah. Yeah, slow down there. Right, let's hope for everyone else's sake he just stays at the back there. Right then, Seb will lead the restart then.
I think
2 corners to go. He may have. He
going
still has
really
to serve that
slowly.
drive through. So Seb then, round the final corner, foot flat to the floor. It's been a great restart for Seb, and his teammate Josh Hewitt is already on the back of Luigi. Wheel to wheel across the line then, the softs versus the mediums. Josh needs to be later on the brakes on the Red Bull to make it an AlphaTauri 1-2. They're going to go wheel to wheel into turn 1. There's been contact, but somehow they both make it through. Watching this unfold is Eggy, and he can't find a way past, but Josh Hewitt makes it an AlphaTauri 1-2 then into turn 3. Absolute calamity between the 2 McLarens. Alfa Romeos down the inside is Eggy to try and get P2. Luigi watching this unfold. Eggy round the outside. Josh Hewitt has the momentum. Marine is out of the race. Somehow. What's happened there? It's an AlphaTauri 1-2. Then Eggy, then Luigi, then the 2 McLarens. And Cargo's Blanc has dropped down to 8th, but Marine is out of the race and left the session. And it's already chaos and carnage again.
What did I say? Anything can happen in Tier 2 at turn 1 or turn 3, and that is exactly what has happened. Turn
Vortex
3,
once again.
claims
As Eggy and
another
Luigi.
driver.
5-car battle here as Seb is away, 2.5 second lead. Josh is leading a train of soft runners here. As here we go, having a good apex there is Luigi, but Eggy's lagging a little bit. Down the inside goes the Red Bull.
Frosty line.
As Frosty's dropping down, Luigi on the inside for P3. Round the outside goes Eggy, he's still sticking with us. Josh tries to get away, and they're going to go wheel to wheel through the 3rd and penultimate corner. As going off there is Eggy, down the inside is still the Alfa Romeo, and into the wall. Logan gets tagged by one of the, I think Callum or his teammate, or maybe even Cargo's Blanc. I'm not sure what happened there, but Logan's now lost his front wing now, and he's going to have to pit. Eggy holds on to 3rd then, ahead of Luigi, ahead of Cal down the inside on Cal. Callum down the inside on Cal, but yeah, Vortex, need to get him in. You take over, Nick.
Right. The 2 AlphaTauris have pulled away dry and clear. There's a lot of movement towards the back. Logan in the pits getting a front wing change. As we have Frosty, Nathan, and Blue Doggo all battling it out in the first sector. Coming up to turn 5 now. Way clear of them is Callum H, who is another 2.5 seconds behind Chazmeister. As Warren
Luigi's
on the gravel there.
Oh god, it's been an awful first 5 laps for Alpine as Vortex joins back. He's down in last. Bluey Doggo and Nathan fighting for P10 as they head into the fast chicane. Then Luigi back ahead of Eggy then as Cal finds himself up in 5th with Callum sitting pretty behind him. Cargo's wanted to join this fight. Oh god, as Frosty versus Bluey. As Chazmeister up in 8th, that's really good for him. As Bluey just has to sit behind Warren, still with that drive through, which I hope he'll serve this lap. But Logan's got it all to do then. He's already dispatched Vortex by 2 seconds, who's yet to join back. Seb sitting comfortably out in front, 3-second lead ahead of Josh Hewitt, who's over a second ahead of Luigi, who's going to come under pressure as he's leading a 5-car train here as Frosty and Bluey are fighting from the helicopter cam. And Bluey already flashing as Frosty's got 94% ERS as we have a safety car. For some reason,
Warren crashed in the pit lane. Look, Warren is a skilled driver, and I'm feeling like this is not Warren at the moment.
Actually, that was quite skillful. He caused the safety car and served his drive-through.
Yeah.
So he's back in this kind of. But yeah, that's the second safety car caused. Well, Warren caused this one. Josh caused the first.
I think Warren understands how to drive a car a little bit better. So. Oh, you know.
That's $450,000 virtual dollars he's wasted on front wings right there.
Yeah. And
Will said that's actually so smart. Right, this brings Logan back into play and Vortex, so they'll be happy. But I'm sure this will really upset AlphaTauri, who are sitting really comfortably. But you know, in Tier 2, if you have a gap. Oh my god!
Oh, no. This guy's bang out of order. It's definitely not him driving.
What is
he got lucky with the last time because the safety car came out before he even entered the pit lane. So
bro's that high on the IQ scale. He does all that, and he's got another one. What's he doing?
Yeah, it's definitely not Warren driving, in my opinion.
Oh god!
And he's about to cut this corner, and he's about to go off the track. Oh, he didn't. It's Warren driving now. He's been disqualified. Right, that's not Warren driving. What a prat. Yeah, I agree. Well,
Luigi speeds into the pit lane. They're all pitting. Apart from the 2 AlphaTauris who have stayed out. So has Eggy, so has Callum and Chazmeister. Yeah, interesting. Callum pitted, remember, and he's up to 6th. So Luigi,
staying out on the soft tyres. I'm feeling low IQ here. Same with Eggy, but we support Eggy.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of glad Warren's kind of disqualified himself, so we don't have any more stupid safety cars from that. But anyway, 14 remain. Marine crashed out. Josh crashed out. I'm sure something happened between them. They very much wanted to race, but Warren, no idea. Anyway, the circuits part of the race has concluded, and I'm sure the final 22 laps will be much better. So yeah, let's look at pit stops. Right then, top 5 haven't pitted. Everyone else behind has. Frosty's pitted twice, so has Vortex. As for tyres, it's an array of hards and mediums. Eggy and Seb still on the softs. Don't really know what's happening there, but yeah, Callum and Nathan pitted on the opening lap. So technically Luigi's the main leader of fresh tyres, but he's got a penalty. So technically Cal is 9th with none. Interesting. And did you tell me tyre wear's pretty low around here?
Yes, I did.
Interesting. So Cal on the hards can go a long way. Speaking of long way, they're going to have to wait a long time for Vortex. This brings Logan back into place. So heading into this corner, one of the cars in the train hit Logan from behind. I'm trying to remember who. If it was either Callum or Chazmeister, or his team. It must not have been his teammate. Or it must have been one of them. Wait, Will said how is Warren still getting drive-thrus after being disqualified? I haven't seen anything, I don't think. Anyway. Anyway. Interesting, Chazmeister sitting pretty in 5th. He started, where did he start? 14th. Nathan, he's only going to go up from last. So yeah, P7. So, let me just check the reaction of Marine. Oh, that's a photo, not a video. I think the game, when Marine was trying to join back, may have screwed his game up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I saw a comment from Will, but I'm pretty sure Marine took control of his car. Unless did he leave again?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I now know who hit Logan in the back. It was the one and only AFC Callum.
Oh, Callum.
So that might be a penalty. Right then, safety car will probably be in this lap. Vortex will catch the train. And we have 14 remaining with 21 laps to go. Seems like it'll be overcast the whole race unless we start seeing raindrops, but I'm pretty sure the tier 2 chat would have flipped out if that happened. Anyway, Vortex about to join the train. Safety car, I think, will be in this lap. There we go. Right, the two AlphaTauris in formation then. The two most experienced drivers on the grid. It is Seb's 94th race today. He equals the all-time record for most races entered of 94 and is only 6 away from being the first ever driver to hit the Centurion mark. That will come in, I don't know, what's around 9? Canada? Something like that if he enters every race from now on. Anyway, second restart Seb has to do. His teammate much closer this time, and Seb will put it flat to the floor and get going. And across the line will come the two AlphaTauris. They're pretty evenly spaced, pretty much everyone. I don't see anyone sizing up any sort of move. So single file then into turn 1. The two AlphaTauris, then Eggy, then Callum. As Eggy's trying to size up a move, but it's not quite working. Chazmeister, Callum, Nathan, Luigi is riding on board with the McLaren of Cal. He's going to the inside of the Red Bull, and he brakes later, and he may brake too late to make a double overtake down the inside of Nathan, who gets forced a little bit, but that's a brilliant move from Cal, getting his elbows out up into 7th as he's leading a 5-car train here. Down the inside car goes blonde, but he can't make the move stick, and Nathan gets a penalty because he's all out of shape. Frosty on the back of him then as Bluey Doggo watches this all unfold, as Logan has to get past his AFC Callum, gets up in a 3rd, and Callum gets past Chazmeister. So they're battling away, blasting all this battery as the two AlphaTauris lead out in front. Yeah, blasting a bunch of their battery as car goes blonde, gets past Nathan. Bluey Doggo 3 seconds somehow on a straight as we head through the chicane. Everyone taking it very nicely, no one losing it. No sort of penalties as Vortex goes off a little bit there. Now heading into the 90-degree corner, wheel to wheel. Chazmeister versus Callum. Callum has the more momentum. He's up in a 5th. See the helicopter cam. Frosty fighting away with Nathan, who's had an awful restart. As going off there is Bluey Doggo into the gravel and into the final 2 corners. Logan making his way up. Losing the rear there is Nathan, and that's just a fitting end to what has been an awful restarting lap for the Ferrari. Into turn 1 then for lap 10. Double digits now in the race as the AlphaTauris once again lead comfortably. As a little bit of a battle there between Cal and Cargo's Blonde. Luigi managed to get back ahead of the McLaren. Heading into turn 3 then. Anyone trying something on the brakes? Not quite, but we've got a yellow of Nathan. Spinning around, I think. So 6/10 between the top 2 as they're leaving AFC Callum to hold up the rest. The AlphaTauris so far have been delivering a perfect race. Great starts, great strategy, great momentum. As yeah, DRS will come into play next lap. But at the moment, it's all about blasting battery, trying to make moves, waiting to hold the battery to make moves later. But at the moment, no sort of moves unfolding. And now we have a safety car because Nathan's out. 3rd one, brilliant. Sure. Oh, Aggie. Yep, let him go. There we go. Now they have to pit, surely. What do AlphaTauri do? Because they're going to have to stack. If Seb and Eggy do not pit, that's really confusing. But yeah, this is the ultimate disappointment for AlphaTauri. You can be up there for so long, but when it comes to a safety car and they're that close, yeah, Josh is trying to back off here to not lose as much time. It's smart because he's not really holding anyone up. So let's see what happens then. They're all coming in. Callum stays out. Right, here we go. Seb in, putting the medium compound tyres on. Then comes Josh. Where is he? There we go. That was pretty much done to perfection there. Josh puts the hard compound tyres on. Has he lost any momentum in the pit lane? Where's Callum? He is still behind him. And so is Eggy. That is brilliant from AlphaTauri to not lose out on any sort of positions of those who pitted. And the only one between them is Bluey, who stayed out. So that is great. They didn't lose anything from the double stack. And now they can simply go to the end. Everyone on the hards, a few people on the mediums. Callum on the oldest tyres. He was on pole. He's back in the lead. But yeah, Nathan crashed right here, causing the third safety car. We've lost 4 drivers. Warren caused the second, Josh caused the first, Marine just crashed, and Nathan caused the third. So, Nick, because one of them was a VSC that turned into a safety car, I think I asked you this last time, it still counts as 1, right?
I would assume so, yes.
Yeah, because we've had 3. The most you can have in a race is 5. So, like Saudi, if we can get the other 2 out of the way, then the rest of the race is fine. But, yeah. This is Tier 2. This is chaotic, as always, but there's some good moments of racing, strategy, overtakes. And at the moment, we're ballparking strategy, because Bluey Doggo, Frosty, Cal, Luigi, and Vortex have put on, well, are on 4-lap old tyres. Everyone else on 0 besides the leader. Even if tyre wear's really low, I'm still going to assume Callum's tyres are going to be much less durable. And if Vortex even has any spare tyres remaining, especially if it's hard, he should pit again. Lag. Yep, there we go, he's in. He heard. Speaking of which, penalty-wise, 6 seconds for Eggy still. Bluey Doggo's doubled his to 6 seconds. And Luigi, I know he wanted track position, but he could have easily pitted and served that 5 sec. He would have been at the bottom, but would have at least gotten rid of it. So yeah, Vortex did listen on the hard compound tyres. Are they new? No, they are not. They're even more worn than the... Okay, as he goes off there. Unfortunate, but anyway. So if you're just joining, I think Eggy's 6 seconds are unfair. At least one of Bluey's pens are unfair, I think. Luigi sped in the pit lane. Callum got pole, and he's still leading, but he hasn't led a single lap, I don't think. Luigi started second. Yeah, we've got our front row again. Cal up to third. He's driven a nice race, keeping out of trouble. Frosty up to fourth. Seb, who was leading most of this race, down in fifth. Bluey Doggo in the middle between Josh. He's going to have to clear him soon. AFC Callum, who's hit the back of Logan into the wall. Eggy, who's not had the perfect race so far, but he's keeping content. Chazmeister just along for the ride at the moment. Logan still making his way through the pack, but he's in 11th, but with his fellow competitors at the moment. Cargo's Blanc at the back of the train. Something's going on there. And Vortex. Right then, third safety car, but this time it won't be led by Seb, it will be led by Callum. Who do you think is in the best position here then, Nick?
Yeah,
I don't say first.
Get the tyres up. Yeah, so is he Seb there in P5 with brand spankers on versus Callum on 10-lap old hards and the rest of the field on 5. So at the end of the I have to say Seb, he's shown that he's the fastest so far on race pace. But let's see if he gets killed on.
Right, Callum, really good getaway as Luigi's just holding off Callum as Josh Hewitt already down the inside is getting past. As the two AlphaTauris nearly take each other out, but they get past Bluey Doggo and now they're trying to get past Frosty Life. On the outside goes Seb, down the inside goes Josh, and the AlphaTauris are making moves as Josh Hewitt gets past Frosty Life with nowhere to go. He has to back out, and that is brilliant teamwork, and they nearly did what Alpine did last year in real life, but at the moment they're up into 4th and 5th. Vortex with a penalty. Josh Hewitt with a penalty. 2 times, 2 corners in a row. But I just wanted to comment, I think there could be a little steward's inquiry as Seb is going for the move on Callum. Seb went up the inside of Frosty Life and he tapped him on the rear, which pushed Frosty Life off the track, and therefore Seb took the position. So potentially that could be going to the steward's room. Right, Seb up into 3rd then, potentially under investigation ahead of Callum. Josh Hewitt on the hard compound tyres, they'll go long. Eggy ahead of Bluey, who goes off into the gravel and rejoins down in last pretty much. As for the lead of the race, Luigi A little deep on the brakes, but he's got the lead on the medium compound tyres. Callum dropping down, and now Seb making moves all race, has made another as AFC Callum gets ahead of Frosty Life, and Eggy now has to get past the pair of them to stick with the top guys. But at the moment we'll finish. Lap 13 will start the halfway point and start the second half of the race with Luigi crossing the line with the fastest lap of the race. There goes Seb already down the inside. And will he try the move into turn one? The AlphaTauri cuts the cut over the corner, but gets into second somehow. Don't know if it's an illegal, but anyway, Seb is ahead of the Haas. The Haas trying to go back down the inside, but can't quite on the old rubber. Then Callum, then Josh, the other Callum, as Bluey Doggo is out in the pit lane. So that's just 12 remaining now. Cargos Blanc was having a really solid weekend, race should I say, but down in 11th out the points as, Bluey Doggo causing yellows with his retired car. 1.1 seconds then, Luigi to Seb, as Josh Hewitt now has his job to do, blasting his battery to try and get ahead of Cal, who's blasting his battery to stay ahead. As we head into the chicane soon, does Josh try a move? He's all over the back in the slipstream. Does he go for the inside? No, he has to back out for now. 1.6 to Callum, he's got time. As losing the rear there is Callum on the 12-lap-old hards. Does Josh try a move down the inside on the McLaren? Yes, he's going to brake later. Cal gives him the room, and one season later when Cal made that brilliant double overtake, he gets overtaken by Josh Hewitt up in a fourth. AlphaTauri really bringing up all the stops here after a pointless scoring round last week. And now Josh will find himself on the back of Callum, who's got no sense of DRS, as he's already struggling so much there. Luigi leads then, still with that 5 set, as I think DRS will be activated this lap, I think. Anyway, Blue Doggo leaves the session. Chazmeister gets ahead of Frosty Life. He's dropped down as well. As down into turn 3. Josh has made quite a few moves. This lap isn't one of them. And yeah, the AlphaTauri is looking in best shape, but there's off for Josh Hewitt. 3 seconds, remember he got last lap. And there's probably another warning, as Seb looking pretty, but on the mediums is probably what's going to be his downfall at the moment as they fly by here. Yep, here we go, DRS. 21%, 21%, Vortex, another penalty. So here comes Seb. He's probably not close enough for a move, but I'll tell you who is. It's Josh Hewitt on the back of Callum, going around the outside, who's flashing already. Can he make the move? Fully around the outside. They make contact, and they both go off, and Callum spins around Josh somehow. Manages to carry it on, but he's spun Callum round. So unfortunate, he did not need to waste. He did not need to go that quickly on the move. He had time, but Josh Hewitt round the outside, spun Callum. If Callum went into him, fair enough, as there's another penalty.
Yeah, Josh, no front wing damage, but a lot of understeer through there, so maybe other type of damage or something. But yeah, just turned right across Callum there. Really unfortunate for Callum, but yeah, definitely going to the stewards room.
All right, Seb takes the lead then ahead of Luigi. Josh holding off. Eggy's up to 4th ahead of Cal. But yes, we've got another yellow. It's Luigi!
That's Luigi!
Slowing down as he's lost his end plate on the left. He's made a mistake somewhere. That makes it an AlphaTauri 1-2 again into turn 3. Callum ahead of Luigi, and Luigi dropping down the order now because he's going to lose a lot of momentum. Eggy with another 3 second. This one might be legit. But yeah, he'll pit and get rid of that 5 set, but that's Luigi's race done as going off there. Cargos Blanc out of the race is Callum to bring out the 4th safety car.
Really unfortunate set of events there for Callum. So strong in qualifying and had the race potentially on lock with another pit stop to come from all drivers. But yeah, got spun by Josh there and ends himself in the wall. Yep,
Josh under investigation, Callum under investigation, quite a few, but nonetheless, AlphaTauri really delivering a really good race. This will help Seb get his mediums more to the end. But yeah, Josh went around the outside of Callum. It looked like it was going to be a great move. Either he just turned in and spun him, or Callum just went into his side. Don't know whose fault it was from an offboard cam.
Well,
but
Josh does say my bad to Callum
in
the 5 Rappers channel, so I think that
Callum said I have a major skill issue anyway. Interesting. So maybe it wasn't his fault. Anyway, Cal pits. Logan, he's been a bit quiet all race, making his way up. He's up to 4th after staying out. So AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, start that again. 3 teams, top 6, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, McLaren. Interesting. It's the 3 teams we pretty much thought would fight this season. And then AFC Callum, then Chazmeister, Vortex, Frosty, Luigi. We have lost 6 drivers. Warren got himself disqualified. He got like 5 drive-throughs. Josh Crabtree, he lost it on the opening lap, or got hit. That caused the first safety car. Marine, I think there was a problem with his game that caused him to crash. Same with Ben a few times last season. Nathan, he crashed around here. Bluey Doggo, he ended up retiring in the pit lane. Probably the only normal retirement at the moment. Callum retired just recently to bring out the 4th safety car. So 1 left with 13 laps to go. Louis saying Australia isn't his best track.
Who's that?
Bluey.
Hmm.
Right then, 4 safety cars,
Blimey.
and Seb will lead 3 of the 4. He hasn't won a race since Tier 2 Season 5 Baku, his one and only race win. 94th race, equals the record as the most experienced Tier 2 driver in history. 1 race win under his belt, and wouldn't it be great to see him get a 2nd? No points so far this season, as into the pits comes the Alfa Romeo of Eggy. Oh no, car goes Blanc. So penalty-wise, Eggy has 9, Vortex has 6, Joshua has 6 as well, so this AlphaTauri 1-2 is going to be still need a bit more of a miracle to work out. As for tyres, everyone is on the mediums, apart from Joshua on the hards. Cargo's Blanc puts the soft compound tyres on to go for the final 12 laps. That could be interesting. As, yeah, from 10th all the way to 5th, pretty much new mediums. And then the top 4 on old mediums. I wonder if Logan will play the team game, let Cal go, or is he going to try and have a challenge at Eggy? One Ferrari, 1 Williams, 1 Alpine, 1 Aston, 1 Red Bull. 2 Alfa Romeos, 2 AlphaTauris, 2 McLarens. Right. Safety car will be in this lap. Just give me a minute. I was just informing Vortex about his penalties, if they can get removed or not. Anyway, I believe the message just came up, or is it staying out 1 more lap? Yeah, there we go. Right. Seb, his first 2 restarts were pretty good. He left at the final corner, full throttle, and it was clean away this time round, with only 1 safety car token left, I believe, and I don't even know if that's it. We will hopefully do the last 12 laps with no interruptions, as they're pretty much nose to tail there for the top 4. Seb gets away, not the greatest restart, probably the poorest out of the 3, as they're really close to one another, but no one's close enough for any sort of move. Into turn 1 then, the 2 AlphaTauris, then split by the Alfa Romeo, then the 2 McLarens, then Callum, Chaz, Vortex, who's going off there. Frosty gets passed by Cargo's Blanc. Into turn 3 then. The 2 McLarens wheel to wheel there down the inside, and making contact is Callum and Logan, and through goes AFC Callum wheel to wheel with the Ferrari. Gets forced off a little bit, does Cal, and Callum has to back off there. So Logan not playing the team game here, wants to try and go and fight Eggy, but Cal with fresher tyres trying to make the move. A little bit of contact then between the 2 as the 2 AlphaTauris really close to one another, as Eggy is on the back of them. 3 wide battle then for the lead. So far all good, but we've got a gaggle of cars heading into the chicane now. Vortex ahead of Cargo's Blanc, ahead of Frosty, who's dropping down. Luigi down, the only one not scoring points at the moment, into the 90-degree corner. No sort of moves yet, apart from that, and hitting into the back. Cargo's Blanc and Vortex wheel to wheel making contact. Frosty watching this all unfold. Same with Luigi, he's going down the inside on the Aston Martin. And there's no contact between them, luckily, so Frosty holds out on 10th. As we've seen Cargos Blong on the softs, the only one on the softs making his way up. So, before they cross the line, Cargos Blong from 11th is up to 8th, so he's making moves. Now we see the two McLarens fighting once again. Going off there is Cargos Blong, a little bit wide, he's under pressure from Vortex. But here comes Cow. Does he try a move on Logan down the inside? They made contact here last time. They're going very deep into the corner. They're still wheel to wheel, and there's been contact with Logan again. I think Callum again has just hit Logan as he's trying to move there on Cow, squeezing him there to the inside on the grass. Callum gets the move ahead of both McLarens. He barged one into a spin, and now he's got ahead of one of them. Did you see what happened, Nick?
I think that Logan there just lit up the rears, to be honest, and then just clipped the back of Callum.
Down the inside, we have battles galore heading into the chicane. They've all made it through somehow. But yeah, Callum in P4 leading a train all the way down to the final points paying position. Callum, then Chazmeister, then Cargos Blong, and there's Vortex just losing out a little bit there. Chazmeister up in 6th, probably his best race so far this season, as the two Alpha Tauris are battling. Josh on the hards, Seb on the mediums, 10 laps to go, and hopefully we're going to see a good battle between these two. Eggy has dropped off a bit here. Callum 1.4 as DRS is going to be activated. And yeah, Logan has got it all to do then, sliding out the final corner. Level on points with Josh Hewitt, but at the moment Josh is going to extend his by, at the moment, 18 points, but with those 6 seconds. And Eggy with 9. Callum onwards, you never know who could get this podium, as Luigi was also making his way up the pack. As Frosty down the inside, Vortex turns in. A little bit of contact there, but at the moment they carry on. Now they're a bit more spread out. Blong is right on the back of Chazmeister, and they both spin, and they both take each other out. Seb now gets a penalty, and it's all happened again, because Chazmeister was getting sent by Cargos Blong right on the rear, and they're both down in 10th and 11th. Those are 2 positions for Logan to gain. As yeah, Seb now gets his first penalty. You never know who's going to win this race. At the moment, AFC Callum is in 4th. Vortex getting past Frosty. So yeah, at the moment, amazingly, Callum would win the race, but he has been involved in a few collisions as he's ghosting there on the back of Eggy. But he does like Australia. And if Logan doesn't report or whatever happens as he goes down the inside of Eggy to go for the podium, he's on the podium now. AFC Callum sends it and gets ahead of Eggy with the DRS. It's a smart play from the Ferrari driver, who's doing everything he can now. He just has to hope and pray he doesn't get a penalty, because at the moment this is his best race in terms of it. He's got no penalties at the moment. He's up into the podium. As going off there is Cow, and that's under pressure from Eggy now, but with the DRS he'll hopefully stay ahead. And the two Alpha Tauris now in front, 3 tenths between them. What does Seb do? Does he let Josh go? Frosty versus Vortex, Aston versus Alpine. Frosty on the inside gets into 7th. Cargos Blong fighting with Logan down the inside. Once again, turns in at turn 3. These drivers do not want to leave room in that corner, but at the moment, Alpha Tauri 1-2. Callum setting his eyes up on the leaders. Luigi now trying to make his way back through the field. Started 2nd, now up in a 5th. DRS activated. Not for Luigi. Now it is. So yeah, he's up in a 5th. And yeah, this is a very close and interesting race with 8 laps to go. If there's any sort of safety cars, those who have penalties are going to lose out big time. Logan gets ahead of Cargos Blong. Chazmeister was unfortunately running in the points for so much of this race, is at the moment going to be the only one to not get any. Seb pulled a bit of a gap to Josh now. AC Callum in a 2nd, so he gets the DRS. Top 6 all within DRS. Then Frosty versus Vortex. It's pretty much a pattern here. The top guys and then Frosty usually best the rest. As we have a yellow, and it's Logan and Cargos Blong. Logan cannot catch a break at the moment. Another collision. But this time with Cargos Blong, who's still got the DRS, and they're still going to have it out. But he backs out. He's still backing off. I think that might have been his fault then by his behaviour. Into turn 1 then, Logan is going to pray for that final safety car. Yeah, it's been chaotic, so much. Probably the chaotic, most, in terms of collisions, chaotic race of the season. As Callum is right on the back of Josh Hewitt.
Yeah, AFC Callum is showing the pace, the might and the brilliance
Josh really giving him barely any room to breathe as Callum barges his way into P2, and Josh has to stick there and take it. Callum is up in a second as Vortex gets out of Frosty Live.
Oh, but Callum goes off the track.
But he has the DRS to stay ahead. Josh using everything he has, 3%. He's under pressure from Callum now, down the inside into P3. Josh and Cal, wheel to wheel, the AlphaTauri and the McLaren, they still stay wheel to wheel into the final 3 corners. Josh on the outside, Cal now going to be on the outside. Josh breaks later to stay into 3rd. Callum, they're still wheel to wheel into the final corner. The AlphaTauri and the McLaren, Josh around the outside. Luigi loses the wheel a little bit there. He saves it, and Josh stays ahead with the DRS to stay in 3rd. AFC Callum is now putting Seb under pressure. He's having the best race, even if he's been involved in a few collisions. He doesn't care, so we have a yellow for Cargo's blonde. And it's happening everywhere.
Luigi, what a save. But AFC Callum is 4 tenths behind Seb right now. What has happened to Callum? This is not Callum driving right now.
He loves this track. 13 lap old tyres for Seb, Josh Hewitt and Eggy. He's managed to capitalise on all 3 who are falling down the order. He was the front person to take home the advantage of that. And now on lap 24, AFC Callum opens his rear wing and he's in the slipstream of X3 BDV1. And at the moment, is he close enough? Not quite, but he'll get another chance if he gets a good chicane. And Callum is ahead of Josh, who's dropping down the order on those hards. And Luigi on the back.
No battery for both of the drivers. At the front is Callum looking for a move.
Not quite, he's being patient. He's right on the back, over the curb a little bit. No more moves happening with Luigi and Eggy on the back of Josh Hewitt. Vortex on the back of Frosty Life. Cargo's Blonder's pit for softs to maybe go for fastest lap. Logan's just going to have to wait. But here we go then. The top 2 emerge in the background. They start lap 25. Here comes AFC Callum then with the DRS. Seb goes to defence. Callum tries the outside. And now he's going to try the switch into the first chicane. Doesn't get the greatest exit. And Seb holds on for now. But can Callum try anything? Down to turn 3. Seb goes to the inside. Callum has to go to the outside. It's so close to the wall. He actually touches it. Round the outside for the 2 leaders. Callum on the inside now. Seb round the outside. No! Callum's been spun!
Seb.
And Seb gets a penalty for it. And back now, Cal now becomes the favourite out of nowhere. I don't think he's really been involved in anything. He got pole in the opening round at Bahrain. He ended up finishing 6th or 5th or something. But anyway, it was heartbreak that he ended up dropping down the order just because of pace. Last week, he missed out on a potential podium, he said, as Luigi now gets ahead of Josh into 3rd. So Cal could potentially, maybe, as Logan gets a penalty, Seb gets another penalty. Cal, who's had 2 podiums last season to help him and Taze Frozen in their bid to win the Constructors' Championship. Penalties galore. Cal finds himself with 5 laps to go on the verge of maybe his first victory. Logan was the favourite for McLaren. Cal got the first pole between the 2. He may get the first win, but they are nose to tail, the top 4. They're closing in on one another. But here comes Cal with so much more battery than Seb, blasting it. So into turn 1 on the 26th lap. We got a yellow from Logan down to 10th once again. He's causing yellows. His teammate is causing trouble at the top. And now he's got the DRS. Does he stay behind Seb? Does he want to get him on the straight? At the moment, that's what he's going to do. Luigi back up into the podium. He can still take this race at the moment. AlphaTauri, the 1-2 has not worked for them with their penalties. Seb has crumbled under the pressure in his 94th race. And at the moment, he will not be winning it, and neither will his teammate. It's going to be between Luigi and Cal fighting this out, but they're in an AlphaTauri sandwich as Eggy is unfortunately dropping down the order from it. And here we go. Logan's out. That's it. He will not score any points today. I don't even know where his orange dot is, but the other orange dot is coming round into the chicane. Round the outside goes Cal versus the AlphaTauri of Seb. They're wheel to wheel. Seb on the inside. Cal stays behind, and Luigi too close to try and maximise. But now Cal has another run. He made a double overtake here last season, and now he's going for the lead of the race. The
he's
McLaren
hit the bump.
down the inside. Takes the lead of the race ahead of Seb, who loses the rear. Now Luigi has a chance to go down the inside. Keep it fair. Little bit of wheel banging. Seb loses the rear a little bit. And now his teammate's getting on the act as well. Seb, late braking, hits Luigi. This is allowing Cal to get away. And through goes Josh Hewitt on the pair of them because they're squabbling. And the Red Bull and AlphaTauri are messing up too badly as Eggy nearly crashes. Cal with 3 laps to go.
Not showing their best racing today, but some brilliant racecraft from Callum there to back out through the fast chicane, and then made a beautiful move down the inside of turn 11. Let's see if he can pull away.
Action and carnage and chaos and collisions galore, but at the moment Callum 5 a second ahead. He's just got to keep his penalties in order, keep his confidence and self-belief in order. He's just got to navigate 7 more miles of this Australian Albert Park Grand Prix. 1 second dead on. Does Josh have the DRS to maybe try and challenge back? No, he does not, crucially, as Cal still has 20% more to blast away. Seb was leading most of this race. Now he's going to come under pressure from Luigi. These two have already had quite the concerning battle on the last lap. Eggy showing that he's still there. They're too spaced out for any sort of moves. And at the moment, number 19 is just counting his cards. He wishes this was the final lap at the moment. He's got 4 feisty Tier 2 drivers right behind him to try and take this win away. But at the moment, Luigi just wants to get past Seb as Eggy's watching this unfold. 9 seconds for Seb and Eggy, 6 seconds for Josh. Logan didn't make it to the end then. He will have no points. And at the moment, the 10 in this race will be the 10 scoring points. Going off there is Frosty Life. But anyway, into turn 2. What about Seb then? He's going to come under pressure from Luigi. AlphaTauri need the points. But once again, no one's close enough for any sort of move. They've all blasted pretty much all their battery. Eggy and Luigi look decent actually, so they could come into their own at the end. Callum coming back from the spin up into 7th. Now he's got Frosty Life in front of him. 3-car battle here for P6. 5-car battle for the win. And here comes Josh. He will have enough battery saved. Callum has to play this smart. He can let him go. He knows he's going to beat Josh with pens. And does Josh try everything he can? He's not going to be close enough for any sort of move here. We're on the penultimate lap, heading into the fast chicane. Eggy gets ahead of Luigi as he's round into the wall. Something's happened there between Luigi and Eggy. But now for the lead of the race, here comes Josh down the inside on Callum to take the lead back. And now he's back into P1. Goes the AlphaTauri, little slide for Callum, but now he just has to stick behind Seb. 1.7 behind this lot. Luigi has been spun as Cal gets back ahead of Josh somehow.
Josh just like brake checked Callum. What is going on?
Was he trying to get the DRS? Whatever's happened, it hasn't worked for him as Callum is away to start the final lap. He's over a second ahead, and now it's a 3-car battle for P2 as Frosty pulls out. Luigi slowing down. The AlphaTauri's fighting with Eggy. At the moment, Cal has just got to navigate his way one more time around the Albert Park circuit. Heading into turn 3, no pressure from behind, but Josh is going to use up everything he can to get back ahead. But yeah, Josh must have slammed on the brakes, but now what do AlphaTauri do? There's a massive battle incoming between these 3, but at the moment, Cal is surviving. I don't think he's done anything wrong this race. Like you said, Nick, patience is the key. He's been patiently waiting. He's taking his time, bit by bit. He's found himself at the front, and at the moment, you're watching Callum 5 potentially on his way to his first ever victory in EXFL Tier 2. What's happened?
AFC Callum on the back of Frosty Life. The door opened up. Callum went for the move and Frosty Life closed it again. They're both in the wall. Frosty Life was the only thing in the way between AFC Callum and a podium.
Oh, no, now he's
and it's
spun.
ended in misery and disparity.
Josh,
I can't believe
Seb,
it.
and Eggy. Nothing happened on the last lap somehow. Callum's out. That leaves 9. But that leaves the number 1. The big question mark. It's going to go to the McLaren. It's going to go to Callum 5. And we're going to have another new winner in EXFL Tier 2. And it's going to be Callum 5 for the first time ever winning the Australian Grand Prix. It's Callum 5 who wins out in Albert Park. And Josh Hewitt and Seb make it AlphaTauri on the 2nd and 3rd and 4th because Frosty Life right at the end gets P2 somehow. Because of their penalties, Josh Hewitt and Seb 3rd and 4th. Frosty Life gets P2. Eggy 5th, Vortex 6th after all that. Luigi 7th, Chaz 8th, Cargo's Blong 9th. That was really questionable, most of that racing. But anyway, a lot of it was still really good. But Callum 5, I think that win will stick. He's a race winner for the first time in EXFL Tier 2. Frosty Life back on the podium. What a surprise.
Oh, I'm out of breath.
Yeah.
I was hoping, I was praying for an AFC Callum victory or podium. But, you know, you can never get what you want in life, it seems. And I am distraught. I am. Oh, I'm in morose right now. It is. Oh, I just can't believe it.
AFC Callum, who's on the verge of greatness. Even if he was under investigation for a few collisions, he had a chance. But it wasn't AFC Callum who ended up winning. It was Callum 5. That's amazing. We had the 3 different Callums. One took pole, another one won the race, and another one had a chance at winning the race. But from P10 to P1, Callum 5, P12 to P2 for Frosty as well. Callum, race winner. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone apart from the top 2 will be annoyed. That race was way too chaotic, even for tier 2 standards. Oy vey. That is a long race director. Soft, hard, medium, all 3 of them. Seven, Eggy and Josh made the 1 stop. Frosty made 3 stops and finished 2nd. Wow.
Oh.
It's not that long. I'm pretty sure Frosty had a podium last season in USA. What the hell? What the hell? Are we? Why are we in another race or quali? Did you leave, Nick, or what's going on?
I'm in. I can see that it says 17 minutes and 40 seconds.
I'm in the right. So welcome back to EXFL Tier 2 Season 9. We're in the Australian Grand Prix here, with Max Verstappen, Perez, Carlos Sainz, and AFC Callum in the Ferrari still. No, I don't know what's happened here, but anyway, I'll get the top 3 in. Right then, Cal. Where is he? Ah, there he is. Well, we've got him in. We'll get Frosty in. As for Josh, he's on thingy, so that won't work. Right, here we go. The race winner has joined the party. He's connecting. Let me know when you've included your audio, mate.
Should be included.
Alright, as soon as I find a way to leave this new lobby, it doesn't matter. Callum 5, you are an EXFL Tier 2 race winner. How do you feel?
I don't know what to say. That came out of nowhere, but I'm very happy about it.
I asked Nick during qualifying what's the key skill to have around here. He said patience, and you got an A star in that. You just waited in the pack. You didn't get involved in anything, I don't think, did you?
I mean, there was a bit of wheel banging several times through turn 3 with various people, but I think it was across the field. I don't think it was the best evening, let's say, but I mean, in the end, nothing I was involved in caused anyone to go off. It was just a kiss of the tyres, and then everyone moved on. But
So the opposite for everyone else, because I'm pretty sure everyone apart from you has got something under investigation. But yeah, you were patiently waiting, you made your way through the field, and then you had the tyres to fight for the front guys, and this makes up for Bahrain. Redemption. You're the only driver this season to get a pole and a win, I think. So yeah, very much congratulations.
Thank you.
And how many points did you have before today?
16, I think. I'd had a P7
14.
and a P5.
Oh wait, 16, yeah. So 41 points for you. I don't want to jump the gun, but you might be leading the World Championship.
I hope not.
But yeah, what a race. Nick, do you have anything for our newest EXFL Tier 2 race winner?
No, not any questions, but just to say that like Jaden said, the patience and maturity and racecraft there on display from you is ultimately what got you that win today, and you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Very much congratulations to you, mate. Absolutely phenomenal job. Uh, yeah, it's amazing. I was saying it. We had out of the three Callums, one took pole, the other one won the race, and the other one had a chance. But yeah, Callumception happening here. Anyway, moving on to just as big of a shock as Callum's first win. Frosty, Armano, P2, crazy. You Yeah, you made three pit stops. You were hanging. I was saying like there's always the front guys, and then there's you like best of the rest. But then you just maximised on the penalties ahead. Yeah, even after three stops, you managed to get P2. Were you involved in any sort of collisions? Yeah, we saw a bit of that. Yeah, but I think your last podium was Texas last season. I think. Yeah. Yeah, you're amazing around that track, and yeah, Australia can be another one to add to that list. Brilliant result for you. Any comment about Marine, your teammate who crashed early on? All right, yeah, really unfortunate for him. We'll see what happens, but oh my God, that race was a lot more chaotic than we really wanted, and considering that's Australia, we have Baku next week for God's sake. So yeah, it's already started. Anyway, well done to you, mate. Well done to Callum on his first ever win. I'm pretty sure those two will stick. It's third onwards that is all going to change. But anyway, that has been me. Nick, any final word?
No, not well. I say no every time, but I end up saying something. Um, but well done to you two for just surviving the carnage. Obviously, Frosty, there are a couple incidents at the end, but I was spectating. I don't think any were your fault. And yeah, congratulations, you two, on the win and the podium.
Right, that has been it. That has been round three of 23. Still a heck of a long season to go. But at the moment, it's looking up for Cal to spare for his teammate. But he's got that pole. He's redeemed it back to a win. And I'm sure he's going to be leaving Albert Park the happiest man down under. But yeah, we'll see you next week in Baku.